Is Donald Trump running a campaign, or as some say, a scam-paign? Well, Trump has done what no Democrat ever has. He's taken the money out of politics by not raising much, by having even less, and by spending a lot of what he does have on things named Trump. And that's according to Trump's own FEC filing for May, just made public this week. I'm Steve Green with Scott Ott and Bill Whittle, and this is the right angle on Donald Trump's curious money situation. Well, how bad is it? Gents, last month, Hillary Clinton raised $26 million to Trump's $3 million, 26 to 3. And in cash on hand at the beginning of June, Clinton had $42 million in the bank. And although Trump told NBC News, and this is a quote, "I'd put up whatever I need to win," Trump had just $1.2 million in cash on hand. That's a 32 to 1 advantage for Clinton. 32 to 1, if you can believe that. And Ed Rollins, who runs a pro-Trump super PAC, told Fox Business on Tuesday, he said that his own candidate's comments, this is a quote, "have absolutely really put a spear through the heart of the donors, who apparently also believe that Trump would just use their money to repay the loans Trump has made to his own campaign." It's just a crazy situation. Never seen anything quite like it. Bill, Trump rewrote the rules for a primary race, winning state after state on a shoestring budget, and I give him kudos for that. But as someone who plans to vote for Trump in November, do reports like these worry you?
Yeah, they do. You say Hillary has 32 to 1 in terms of
32 to 1 in cash on hand, coming into June.
Well, as it turns out, all that money's used to buy media time, and Trump has a 32 to 1 advantage over Hillary Clinton in terms of all the free media he gets. I mean, certainly that must be part of the calculation, right? He must understand that he doesn't have to buy the time that other people have to buy, that they'll just give it to him by continuing to say things that are outrageous. There is a school of thought that this whole thing is a giant mastermind plot on the part of Donald Trump to play the press and the American people like a fiddle, and I get down on my knees every day and pray that it is true.
The press part, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the guy is in fact coming at it from an outsider position, and I also think that on the plus side for Donald Trump, he is obviously a businessman. He knows that if you're going to sell a product like a casino, you have to advertise, and if you don't advertise, you don't sell the product. The simple laws of economics don't appear to be lost on him in the way that they're lost on people like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. On the other hand, there's been a quality about Donald Trump. I can't put my finger on it, but the whole thing has seemed a bit like a lark to him. And I don't know if he is the kind of guy who would throw good money after bad money if he thinks that he's got really no chance.
Wow. And, there were reports that Hillary's spending up to $3,500 to send protesters to Trump rallies and turn those into the headlines. And how do you combat that kind of dirty pool when you don't have any money in the bank? And then we've got some just plain weird stuff. I don't know how else to describe this. Trump paid, this is from his FEC filing, $35,000 to a firm named Draper Sterling, I assume after the Mad Men characters. And nobody's ever heard of this company before March, when it just kind of appeared in New Hampshire, and which nobody interviewed by the Washington Post wanted to talk about. And of the $5 million or so Trump spent in May, 1/5 of it, that's more than $1 million, went to Trump-owned or Trump-branded properties, or to reimbursing his kids, and this is totally unprecedented. He's paying himself a salary for running for president. He has, however, spent zero advertising dollars, that's zero, to Clinton's $23 million in ads on battleground states like Nevada, Colorado, Iowa, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, and New Hampshire. And although Trump did spend $200,000 in May on hats, believe it or not, GOP strategist and Trump critic Rick Wilson said this isn't a campaign, it's a RICO suit waiting to happen. That strikes me as a little unfair, but Scott, this stuff has already been raising alarms with big donors who probably never liked Trump to begin with. But should this FEC filing also be giving pause to small grassroots donors?
Well, first of all, in defense of Donald Trump, the $200,000 for hats weren't for hats for himself. They were for other people. By contrast,
still a lot of hats.
By contrast, the $200,000 that Hillary Clinton spends every month on designer Mao jackets, I think, is all for her. So I don't think those get distributed to other people. You don't see
Now,
that.
George Soros bought those jackets.
A lot of people are wearing the Trump Make America Great Again hat. You don't see a lot of the Mao jackets catching on like they did back in the 60s.
George Soros modeled those jackets. George Soros was the guy used for the proportions on those jackets.
That's right. He's got the same, bow plan.
Basic shape.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Donald Trump in the primary talked about how he didn't take money from anybody, even though he was actually taking money from people, but he had donation buttons on his website. Then when it got to the fall campaign, he acknowledged that, yes, he would have to raise some money. And then he said he'd have to raise about $1 billion. And then a few weeks later, recently, he said that he probably wouldn't need to raise half of that because he gets so much media coverage. Now think about this. When's the last time you heard of a Republican candidate saying, I'm getting so much media coverage, I don't need to spend more money? No, in fact, in most cases, when a Republican candidate's getting a lot of media coverage, he has to spend twice as much money to counter the media coverage. But in Donald Trump's case, he feels that it is good for him to get all this coverage from the leftist media. And I really haven't put this all together yet in my mind and don't know what to make of it. But somehow they love having him on. He thinks it's good for him. And I think Bill has a little bit, is heading down the right road here to say, is this guy really serious about this? Or is he just going to raise enough money so he can pay back the loans to himself?
Yeah, if this is a lark, as Bill says, it's one hell of an impressive lark, or at least it has been up until this May filing. You know what? Using other people's money to repay his own loans after bragging about self-funding his campaign, directing campaign funds to his own properties after promising that he couldn't be bought. If I had to describe these deals with one word, that word would have to be Clinton-esque. But let's keep a little perspective on this. The Clintons would have added a couple of extra zeros to all their shady money and launched a charitable foundation to provide cover instead of filing honest reports for the FEC. You see what I did there? Yeah, that's the right angle on Donald Trump's money problems. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to the paying members at BillWhittle.com for making it all possible. We'll see you next time.